Is that even a word? Introspection. Introspection. That's a real word, right? Like, I've said so many words today that I don't even know what real words are.
I am Noxiddar!
Hey everyone, how's it going? Noxiddar here, and welcome to another reaction in the One Piece anime. Today we are starting with episode 26. So I wanted to give a little bit of an apology for probably getting a little preachy with last video before we started our reaction. I didn't realize it was going to take like 30 minutes to get through all of that. It seemed a lot shorter in my head, but you know, I'm really long-winded, so I haven't edited it yet, you know what I'm saying, down yet. So I'm really hoping I can kind of make it a little shorter and more compact and a little more focused. Something that I tend to struggle with, as you will come to find out. But yeah, so we're gonna move all of that past us. I understand how I'm going to engage with the community, as wonderful as all of you are going forward, and that's something that I'm looking forward to. And let's get to what we all came here for, the reactions. Before we do that, something that I did want to mention in the last video that I got sidetracked with something else. Today is October 20th, and if you remember, like, that really emotional video, believe it was for episode 19, I had mentioned that this was the student that I took care of. This is his birthday, and so I meant to show this off because I thought it was so cool. I'm currently wearing a shirt. As you can see, there is in fact a shirt on my body. Pardon the pit stains. Anyways, it's Curious George. He loved Curious George. So as I'm recording and going on this adventure with all of you, I'm bringing Curious George and the memory of my student with me. So this is really special. This is a special day for me, and so I hope all of you just can hang out. So the full shirt, it just says ready for, and then this is here shows Curious George. The full shirt says ready for adventure. That's exactly what we're doing. Like the lines of the opening introductory song, it says, and you never do know, what is it? And you never do know what's around the bend, a big adventure or a brand new friend. And we are going to have both of us. I've got my brand new friends. I've got my adventure right here. And without any further ado, let's get right to the reaction. You thought I would say review, but no, we're not rhyming. Don't do it again. Wow. He's got blood everywhere. Ooh, he's got blood everywhere. Treasure. Big theme of this show so far. I like how each of the crew that we've been introduced to, and how each of their dreams are perhaps like they hit on very universal, like, wants and goals and dreams, but at the same time there's it makes sense for their character as well. Luffy wanting to be king of the pirates, Zoro wanting to be the world's greatest swordsman, Usopp wanting to be a brave warrior of the sea, and now Sanji wanting to find the all blue. And why does Luffy want to be king of the pirates? Well, because he has always been a pirate and he wants to be the king of them. Why does Zoro want to be the world's greatest swordsman? Because he has always wanted to be the world's greatest swordsman. And, he relishes that challenge. So he's always seeking out that challenge, like we saw with Mihawk. And, we have Usopp, who I mean, really kind of already envisions himself as the brave warrior of the sea. Now he just wants to like actualize it, to bring that forward. And here we have a young Sanji who is, fashioned as a cook, who wants to find the place where any cook would desire to gather ingredients from. And so I like how their dreams aren't just aspirational goals, but they are very much well-rounded in that they circle back and they infer the character and kind of just shape the entirety of that character and their arc and their journey that they are on. That's so cool. It really makes me wonder, like, is there a particular dream? Yeah, I would say even my dream that I thought of, because, my dream was and is to entertain the world. I think that would be so cool. And how that kind of infers back to this journey that I'm on with my YouTube channel as well. So, yeah, I just wanted to take a moment to kind of appreciate that. I think that's neat. I like that. Oh, there's this. That's so cool. I love that. Oh, dang. Yo. Sanji can take a hit. Maybe it's just me, because like I said, I've seen the live action, but I almost find this image kind of foreshadowing, in the sense that like Sanji and his connection to Zeff is over the loss of Zeff's leg. And so like this is almost just kind of like, yeah, it is very much a form of foreshadowing. I know some people are going to misconstrue that as me saying, well, actually in the live action, while it shows that Zeff ate his leg, you will find that that's not actually what happened here. Yeah. That doesn't take away from the fact that this is foreshadowing, guys. Chill. All those contrarians. Oh man, I thought I lost sound for a second. Like even the storm stopped to laugh. These sound effects are so incredible. Oh wow. Whoa! Yo, Zeff is so cool. Oh no. Yeah, pry it out. Wait, what? You only have one leg. That's what I'm here for. Stating the obvious. Oh, that's neat. I love these animation tricks that they do. I'm very curious to see what they can do, you know, 20 some odd years later. 25 years later.
ここに打ち上げられたのは俺たちだけだ。には魚くらいいるだろうが、今は波にえぐられて一度降りたら帰ってこれねえ。ネズミ返しだってやがる。投げてくるだろ。全部お前のせいだからな。ぶっ殺してやる。
I like that they actually explain the big hunk of rock out in the ocean that they're stranded on. I love that it was so lovingly recreated in the live action as well. I think that's fantastic. But I love that explanation that just like years and years of the waves crashing against it have basically just carved it out so that, you know, giving it that kind of rocky mushroom sort of shape, making it virtually impossible to even get down to where they could possibly sustain themselves. And I think that is I feel like in some ways that's kind of, well, it reminds me of a couple of things. It reminds me of that saying like that I heard in movies and stuff where it's like water everywhere, not a drop to drink. And so it's the same idea where it's like you're so close to food and being able to sustain yourself and knowing that you don't have access to it at the same time. Very, very evocative of, you know, the very act of starvation itself. I think that's really cool. I like, again, I love the way that Oda just plays with, he kind of just plays with opposites in such a way that it equalizes. I know that that's a really weird way to describe it. But I've been using contrarian to talk about people in the comments, so I don't want to say contrarian as well, because I feel like contrarian has more of a negative connotation, where this is almost just like a harmony of opposite ideas coming together and finding finding like a more harmonious way of seeing things from both angles. I'm definitely over explaining it, and I'm using too many words because I don't think even I know what I'm trying to say. But I just love the way that Oda can explain things in a certain direction, and then the perspective of another direction is also present, and it kind of just meets in the middle. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm really trying to say. That's so neat. Oh gosh.
よく打ち上げられた食料普通に食って5日分ってとこか。せいぜい頭を使って食え。お互いコックでよかったな。待てよ、そっちはお前の取り分か。当たり前だ。俺は大人なんだ。胃袋のでかさが違う。
He's bigger than you are. There's that word again, grateful. I feel like that's such an important word too. Ew. Well, he won't catch a cold? It's interesting, so in the anime it's showing that it really was the cooks at sea that kind of taught Sanji this lesson on not wasting food, you know, which is then further compounded by the fact that he's also sitting here starving as well and needing to ration things out and making every bite, every morsel of food, you know, just as important as the next one. Where like in the live action, it almost gives it the impression that it's a self-taught lesson by way of his isolation and subsequent slow starvation here on the island with Zeff. And so I like the way that I really like both. I think both effectively work and service the story well. Ultimately, they arrive at the same conclusion. But as someone who also takes these moments to try to just like reflect and have that introspection, is that even a word? Introspection. That's a real word, right? Like, I've said so many words today that I don't even know what real words are. But I like the way that he's able to take in this lesson from others. And I also like in the live action where he pretty much has to learn this lesson for himself. Now, I think both are absolutely fine the way that they present it too. It's actually, I can almost see now that we're getting a little bit further into the Sanji arc versus the Usopp arc that we had just finished. You can see how they really prioritized like almost a more, I would say almost a more faithful representation of Sanji's story than Usopp's. Usopp's had the broad strokes, but I feel like Sanji's is better representative of these finer details. Yeah, see here we're having that moment of reflection here. But it'll ultimately save his life too. And I think that's the important part of the lesson. Well, that's not gonna help. Oh no. Holy cow. He's so gaunt and sunken in. Oh man. You think about how much your muscles have atrophied, just the sheer, like he's just operating on willpower now. I love how cool that moment is, that realization that what you once took to mean selfishness turns out to be selflessness. And this is kind of what I was going back to, where you have the understanding of something one way and then Oda will just come out of nowhere and the opposite will also be true in the moment. And so the way he just like playfully works with opposites to craft a story in a way that it's serviceable as a plot twist, but also it's serviceable as like a moment for you to reflect on how you understand things, how you perceive things, and to even challenge perceptions as you go. And ultimately, I think that's what I find so satisfying about going through these stories, pausing all the time and just stopping and appreciating things. Like I said in the other video, I don't consider what I do analysis. I consider it just stopping to appreciate, to really just take time and take everything in. And this is definitely one of those moments. Again, that opposite of perspective, right? So much money, but nothing to spend it on. Not the things you need. You're just trapped with the things you want. Ah, that's so cool how they showed that without showing it. You know what I mean? Hmm. This is kind of like what I said too, where you have this this separation from the live action and the anime, but ultimately they are like kind of reconverging to ultimately the same goal. So here in the anime, we have him sacrificing his leg to be able to save Sanji, while also doing that in the live action, though the means in the live action were a bit more brutal in a lot of ways. And again, like I've really been kind of harping on this idea of opposites, because here we have a pirate who has extolled extreme kindness onto Sanji. It's something that we've seen prominently displayed throughout the series. Most people's view of pirates, apart from Luffy and his crew, which really is a ragtag team of people that aren't pirates, if you think about it, this reputation of pirates and piracy, and yet here we have an extreme act of kindness, an act of sacrifice, and just the power and the nature of dreams. And seeing also within the last several episodes talking about the Baratie as a treasure, and again focusing in on these very strong thematic elements. And it's cool seeing just how from arc to arc they kind of represent themselves and I say crop up again. I don't know why that sounds kind of weird to me, but how they just resurface there, like more nautical term, right? How they resurface throughout all these different stories. I'm just kind of in a perpetual state of awe as I go through this and I watch this. And so like that's what I say. Like I'm here to do appreciations. My reactions are based off of appreciation and not like a want or a need to do analysis. Oh, wow. So just like my last final thought right there, that last scene, it tickles me that these villains that we come across in these stories have like their like almost like their catchphrase, like with Buggy, he kept using like flashily. And so with Pearl-san, we see like refined. I don't know. It's just it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that everybody kind of has their own thing, but yet again, it all kind of feels cohesive. So what a cool episode. I almost don't want to subtract from it, because I was actually kind of surprised. I thought maybe we would get the entire backstory over the course of like several episodes, but the fact that it was all kind of self-contained here really makes me think that maybe this episode is more of a one-off. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end the reaction here and kind of sit with it for a little bit. That being said, I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, there we go. That's better. This is Noxiddar,